The RMS Queen Mary was born of ambition, a marvel of engineering built in 1930 in Clydebank, Scotland. She was destined to be the grandest ocean liner, a floating city of luxury and elegance. Her decks hosted champagne toasts, moonlit dances, and the world's elite. But beneath the polished brass and gleaming wood, a different story brewed. The ship was built for celebration, but destiny had other plans. The Queen Mary became more than a vessel. She was a silent witness to thousands of human stories. These shadows lingered long after the final passengers disembarked. When she was retired and moored in Long Beach, her engines fell silent, but something else awakened. It started with whispers. A strange noise here, a fleeting shadow there. The Queen Mary had a secret, a dark and profound secret. Accidents, illnesses, and the grim realities of war left their mark. The grand palace of the sea was also a tomb. Instead, it awakened the ship's haunted soul. The Queen Mary became a legend, not just for her luxury, but for the restless spirit she carried. The Queen Mary was now a floating palace with a dark secret. In 1939, war changed everything. The Queen Mary's life of luxury ended abruptly. Her elegant interiors were stripped, her hull painted grey. She became the Grey Ghost, conscripted as a troopship, carrying thousands of soldiers across dangerous waters. Ballrooms became barracks. Her speed was her greatest defence, a shadow in the night. Each crossing was a gamble, up to 16,000 lives in her hands. In 1942, tragedy struck. The Queen Mary collided with her escort, HMS Curacoa. Over 300 men perished. The onboard morgue and makeshift hospital were constantly in use. The Grey Ghost earned her name not just from her colour, but from the spectres she collected. The Queen Mary would never be the same. Her haunted reputation was born in the crucible of conflict. The Grey Ghost's most chilling stories began in the darkness of war. When the Queen Mary docked in Long Beach in 1967, the real work began. Crews converting her into a hotel and museum soon noticed strange events. Tools vanished, footsteps echoed in empty corridors, doors slammed without cause. At first, these were dismissed as tricks of the mind or the groans of an old ship, but the incidents grew more frequent and specific. A painter saw the outline of a woman in a 1930s gown dancing alone in the Queen's salon. Security guards heard phones ringing in empty offices, lights flickering in locked rooms. The feeling of being watched became common. These were not isolated incidents, they formed a pattern. The ship was not merely settling, it was active, communicating through unexplained noises and fleeting apparitions. Staff shared stories in hushed tones, learning which areas to avoid after dark. The Queen Mary was no longer just a job site, it was a place of mystery. As the hotel prepared to open, the activity intensified. Guests soon reported their own encounters. Media group, guests in hotel hallway reacting to strange event, people startled in dimly lit ship room at stock distribute_equally, children crying in the night. A spectral man in a 1940s suit, unseen hands tugging at clothes. The whispers became a chorus. The Queen Mary's haunted reputation was born from genuine, chilling experiences. The ship had a story to tell, and the dead were its narrators. The line between past and present blurred as the hauntings grew. The Queen Mary's legend as a haunted ship was sealed. Among the Queen Mary's spirits, none are as elegant as the Lady in White. She is most often seen in the Queen's salon, the ship's grand ballroom. Witnesses describe a beautiful woman in a flowing white gown, dancing alone. Her appearances are fleeting, a shimmering figure fading as quickly as she appears. She radiates profound sadness, lost in a memory from a bygone era. Her identity remains a mystery, her story lost to time. Some say she was a first-class passenger, endlessly reliving her happiest moment. Others believe tragedy bound her to the ship. The Lady in White is a melancholic echo of the Queen Mary's golden age. Encounters with her are hauntingly beautiful, not frightening. She is a gentle, sorrowful presence, a ghost of a memory. Her lonely dance continues, a silent ballet for an audience of shadows. The Lady in White embodies the ship's lost glamour and lingering sorrow. Deep in the Queen Mary's engine room, tragedy struck. Amid steel catwalks and massive machinery, young sailor John Pedder met his end. In 1966, during a drill, he was crushed by watertight door 13. His spirit is said to haunt the area, making it one of the ship's most active paranormal hotspots. Visitors report seeing a young man in blue overalls, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling sudden chills. Some have felt greasy handprints or been touched by an unseen force. Is it John Pedder warning others, or a tormented soul reliving his final moments? The engine room is a grim reminder of the ship's dangers. For every story of glamour, there's one of loss. John Pedder's ghost is a testament to the Queen Mary's darker side. His presence lingers, a warning and a memory. The ship's industrial heart beats with sorrow. The tragedy of Door 13 endures in the shadows. The first-class swimming pool is one of the Queen Mary's most haunted spots. Once filled with laughter, it now echoes with ghostly sounds. The most famous spirit is Jackie, a little girl said to have drowned here. Visitors hear her giggling, calling for her mother, or see tiny wet footprints appear and vanish. Another presence, the woman in the bathing suit, walks the pool's edge in vintage swimwear, radiating sadness. The changing rooms are active too. Doors open and close. Shadowy figures appear in mirrors. Whispers fill the air. The pool's atmosphere is heavy, charged with both playful and sorrowful energy. The laughter of a ghost child is chilling, not comforting. The deep end and changing rooms are said to be vortexes of paranormal energy. Investigators have captured unexplained voices and phenomena here. The pool is a place where the veil between worlds feels thin. The past refuses to stay submerged. The Queen Mary's haunted legacy is alive in every echo. Cabin B 340 is the Queen Mary's most infamous room. Its reputation for poltergeist activity and malevolent energy kept it sealed for years. Legends tell of a violent death and vengeful spirits, including the ghosts of children. Guests report crying, bedsheets pulled off, faucets turning on, and objects flying. The room's oppressive feeling is a stark contrast to the rest of the ship. Now reopened, it's outfitted for paranormal communication. Those who dare to stay experience voices, moving objects, and the sense of never being alone. Cabin B 340 is the epicenter of the ship's darkest energy. Why is the Queen Mary so haunted? The ship absorbed decades of intense human emotion, joy, sorrow, fear and death. At least 49 people died aboard, from accidents, illness and even murder. The HMS Curaçao disaster left a massive psychic wound. Paranormal investigators believe such trauma creates lasting imprints. Now moored and silent, the ship is a container of memories, a trigger for restless spirits. The constant flow of visitors may feed the energy, encouraging the ghosts to interact. The Queen Mary is a perfect storm for hauntings. The Queen Mary's legend endures. She is more than a retired liner, she is a haunted icon. Ghost hunters and thrill seekers flock to her decks, drawn by real stories rooted in history. The ship's preserved interiors make the past feel alive, her ghost's eternal residence. Each unexplained noise is a piece of the puzzle, challenging skeptics and thrilling believers. The Queen Mary's stories are human stories, love, loss, joy and tragedy. Her ghosts are echoes of real lives. As long as she remains in Long Beach, her legends will grow. The Grey Ghost's supernatural voyage is far from over. She remains the undisputed queen of all ghost ships.